Hi everybody, welcome back. It's Kelly Anderson and you are watching A Story of Complicated Kindness. Each week I really want to explore different actions that we can take and themes that really can instigate a better reality. My message to Equality TV is that we have the power to make that change, but we just need to acknowledge the responsibilities on our own part. We have to every day take a second to think of how we can be better people. And being aware of that can make all the difference in the world. We just have to take the time. So for this week, I really want to talk about individual emotions and how they can affect us, whether good or bad. So for instance, when we're happy and something great has happened to us, we want to share that with the world. We are listening to happy music. We're putting ourselves in good moods or good social settings because we want to just let this day continue, this moment. It's gratifying. It's something very important to our heart. Well, at the same time, when we get angry, that can ruin more than just the day. It can ruin a couple days, a week, whatever the case may be. There's something that connects to our heart, that connects to our brain, that just weighs us down. It's a physical weight that we can't eliminate, and that's really what I want to examine this week, is how we can come to peace with what's happening, because it's life. People are going to piss us off, but I believe that we can change it, and I think we all can help each other out in that case. How many books I've bought for self-help books and relationships and friendships and work. You read magazines all the time. You talk to your friends about every little detail, hoping that they would understand why, because we want answers. Now we have all these different shows, Dr. Oz, the doctors, Dr. Phil, Oprah, all these people who come in and they feel like they have the answers, and we tune in because we want to be better people. We want to be happy. We want to save money, whatever the cases may be. So I want to start that conversation here. I am no professional, I'm no doctor, but I'm willing to listen, and I think that's a first great step. I want to go back a little bit and explain my background. I study performance education, and I have for almost 10 years now. Augusto Boal, a Brazilian director, created this form called Theater of the Oppressed, and that is something I've studied for many years, and it is so powerful and so enlightening because it uses theater and therapy to really dive into a subject matter and create a different dialogue. So instead of researching and writing an article on it, you live through the emotions. And I believe that's what we should do more often. More than not, instead of getting a pamphlet with information and bullet points, I feel like we need to have a test trial. We need to really practice before we know who we're going to be in these type of situations. Well, Augusto Boal, the way this really started was he was a director for many years, and he was starting to notice that the theater wasn't being complete in his mind, that theater should be therapeutic, that it should heal the audience. And how can we heal the audience if there's professionals on stage and there's this split? So he realized that we needed to come together. So the actors and the audience would then create performance. And every show would be different because every group is different. And through that, he started to hear voices and really explored different realities. So one of the techniques he created was this concept of rituals of the mask. And the whole basis is that we all wear different masks for different environments. So for instance, on a job interview, think of when you go in there and you really need the job, what do? You sit up differently, you're focused, you are determined to get the job. So you have prepared yourself. You want to reassure the future employee that you are perfect. So what do? You affirm them. You have confidence in yourself. You agree with everything. You have a full knowledge of it because you want to be this certain person that they want. You assume you know what they want. At the same time, think of a different scenario when you're on a date, first date. And you may be confident, but you may also hold back a little bit. You know, you don't want to be too abrupt if you like this person. You may not want to get into, conversations on politics because you guys might be completely different and you don't want to ruin the date, whatever that may mean. But you act differently. I act differently in front of my parents than I would in front of my boyfriend's parents. With my parents, I might be in my pajamas all day, but with my boyfriend's parents, I'm going to wear an evening gown. You want to impress because we need that self-satisfaction that we think someone else is gaining through us. Going back for the theme today, I want to focus on the mass of anger, of resentment. Often when we are in conflict with someone, that grudge can linger more than we expect it to. Why? Because our egos have been bruised. Someone has stepped on us and hurt our feelings, whatever the case may be, but we keep that frustration way longer than expected. And what do we really want out of it? There's much more than an apology. We want something to change, and we can't go back in time. So what do we want? So that's my first question to you is, what are we really asking for when we have a grudge? What do we even know? Or are we just lost for words and we're holding on to this mass of resentment? I want to know how we can eliminate that weight, because it's not healthy for us. And I believe that we can get past it. I mean, think of a conflict that you're in right now. Everybody's in conflict, whether it be a coworker, a family member, a relationship, whatever the case may be. You may be so angry at them and have so much frustration you want to just bite their head off and then go to a complete stranger at the post office and say, thank you, have a great day. How can we have such a split of emotions and we hold on to that so much, that frustration, but we can be nice to someone else? What is this side? What are we angry at? Why do we have to let that affect us? And I just don't think that's fair to our health and our heart and our mind. So I really want to know strategies that you have out there. What can we do to eliminate that? We can have that validation. We can be frustrated, but does it really need to affect the rest of our lives or the relationships that are involved in the same situation? My question to you, what do we do? How do we heal?